You're known as the Aquaman, yeah?
Apparently so. You know, Dubai people, you gotta be the biggest.
The biggest, yeah.
So that's what happened. I'm in the business of selling happy memories. Yeah, find a problem, solve it.
What were the challenges you faced?
So many challenges. Do you have time?
I have a lot of time.
Start very bad. Either I'm gonna get bankrupt. Let me figure out how to take this extreme negative matter, convert it to positive times 3.
I know a lot of people who've come down to Dubai and they're like, we want to do Aqua Fun. Does it come into the water department or does it come into the land department?
You do not want to go. Be a ghost in the first 6 months. You think the market wants this, but the market will tell you no.
They might want something else.
Exactly.
Hi Ahmed, how are you?
Phenomenal.
Welcome to Gulf Buzz. Welcome to Spill the Tea.
Thank you
It's
very
an
much.
honor to have you here today with us.
Good to have you here too.
You're known as the Aquaman, yeah?
Apparently so.
Can you tell us about Aqua Fun?
It's been a decade or more, 11 years so far. I was on the beach once, and then I heard people next to me, we wish there's something to do in the water. And then Google activities in the water to do. And then I saw something similar to this, but much, much smaller. And then, Dubai people, you gotta be the biggest.
The biggest, yeah.
So that's what happened. It grew from there and pivoted. And then I realized I sell the emotion of fun. I'm in the business of selling happy memories. That was the key thing. All the content, all the messaging was like about real people having real fun.
Basically, your concept and vision came from people, you heard people on the beach, and that's how you started.
Yeah, find a problem, solve it.
And how did you get Aqua Fun all together when you started it? Like, what were the challenges you faced?
So many challenges. Do you have time?
I have a lot of time.
Start. So many. I mean, from the beginning of trying to get people understand what's the concept. I mean, what do you mean you want to rent the water? Yeah. That's a very hard thing to understand. So getting the authorities to understand what we want to do, how to do it, the safety behind, the operation behind, making this an actual experience that's consistent over and over again. But it's not that straightforward thing. But eventually now we're the biggest one in the world.
Since we've seen the Guinness Book of World Record and you said it's the biggest, what inspired you to make it the world's largest?
I don't want to be second or third. You need to be, because this is the mindset we have here. Like, the biggest, the wowest, the best in what you do. When this happened, I was about to actually lose all the business.
Oh.
So I was supposed to open 3 other locations. And I took this negative situation to a positive thing. Because it was really bad. Very bad. And it's like, okay, either I'm going to get bankrupt or grow. So I went in my head, and the conversation I have in my head is always a positive manner.
Yeah.
I don't talk to myself in a negative way. So, okay, let me figure out how to take this extreme negative matter, convert it to positive times 3. And then the idea came, okay, I have this location. Let's make it the biggest. And we have all the stocks, so let's create. And it was just before the expo. So I wrote, I love Expo 2020 Dubai. And it worked.
Did you see like a huge impact when you got the award and when, being the biggest, did you see a lot of footfall coming in?
Yes. Yeah. It was interesting. It was very interesting, yeah.
What was your biggest challenge that you faced that you would like to share?
I mean, there's so many, not only one. Again, permits, that's not an easy thing. Then get them to understand, dealing with customers day by day, dealing with the staff, having the right energy between them all together. Because we every single day do sales. Every single day we do marketing. Every day we do that. It's not like once a day. Like when you open the Google reviews, we are 4.9 stars. That's very hard with more than 3,000 reviews. And that only says one thing, that we are very consistent with what we do. Yes, it's a local, small company, but I look at it as a big brand, as a worldwide brand. And that's the approach.
Definitely, it is one of the biggest bucket list. Like, it comes in the top 10 bucket list for people. I know a lot of people who've come down to Dubai and they're like, we want to do Aqua Fun. Exactly. I know personally. So it has been on a lot of people's bucket list. But how many attempts did you take to get the world record, if I may ask?
No, only one time. Because I knew there was 3 months before me, there was an attempt in Saudi Arabia. So I knew the size they were doing. Yeah. So I took it upon myself to make sure that I be the biggest. And I was like double the number. So like, okay, what's the number they're doing? Okay, let's double that. It's like, you're crazy. Let's find a way. And then that's what we did, we did it. It was very hard because, again, trying to find the money for it again. Like, okay, do I get a sponsor? Do I get an investor? And like, no, I won't get any of these ones. I'm going to do what I do best, sales. And then we pushed more sales and we believed in the team and what we can do. And then we got the money and then we did it.
And what was your feeling when you got the record? How did you feel that day?
I got this and the other awards all within the same month. So I got Entrepreneur of the Year, Email Business of the Year, CEO of the Year, and the Guinness World Record all in the same month. For me, like, I won't say arrogant, but like, it was all planned. Because like I put so much work in this. Like, there was a phase of 57 months of not a single day off. Every day for 57 months, from 10 to 18 hours work. So the effort, the work was there. So I understood the process and I went through it, and then it worked eventually. So when I won them, there was not a single doubt. It's like I knew I won it because like, there's nobody else who would have done more than I did in that field.
My next question was like, you won the Entrepreneur award of the year. How did that happen? And what did you feel after once you won it? Like, was there anything that was there on your list that you wanted that award?
I was very quiet for almost 9 years. I didn't have social media. I was just very low key, not at all in public. And then I can realize, hey, you know what? Let me create a monster, because why am I hiding? I know what I'm doing. And then when we applied for those ones, these are the ones that they actually have to set a proposal and they have a 5-panel questionnaires for an hour. Because I didn't know how good I was till I knew how I was good I was. And then I remember when I was a finalist, they told me, Ahmed, put you a finalist. It's like, no, I won't put that. I will say I won them. And they said, Ahmed, nobody wins both. It's like, no, I will win both. And that's what happened. I went to the event. I was me, one of my boys. And then I got the first one, the Aqua Fun, best MIT business in the year. Yeah. That was amazing. And then people, who was this guy? Because I was nobody. Nobody knew who I was. I was hiding. And then the Entrepreneur of the Year came in the same night. And I was like, awesome. Now we know.
Would you like to share some key insights from the industry since you have been in the industry for so long?
People throw the word, I'm an entrepreneur, hasty. It's like, oh, they think it's a sexy word. It's not. It's lonely. Yeah. It's a lot of long hours. It's hard work. And nobody cares. You've been tested in every single possible way, emotionally and mentally and, spiritually. It's not easy. But I think, and you can't be always motivated. You can't be always inspired. It's not easy. You're aware of that. Yeah. So I think the biggest thing is to be disciplined. Discipline is the key factor of the whole thing. Being consistent is extremely important, because sometimes you don't feel like going to work, but it has to be done, regardless. I think the genius thing I always say I did in my life is I never quit. Things will come on you. It's going to be hard, but that's the whole thing. When you are tested, it's preparing you for the next thing. And don't be afraid to fail, because failing is the key to success. So fail a lot, fail forward, fail fast, fail early in your business, because that's when you become better in what you do. As people are afraid to try because they're afraid to fail, because they're afraid to tell their parents, I failed. Nobody cares.
So who's your role model when it comes to business?
Honestly, I don't have any, because I was never in any way possible looking at other people. I was just like, okay, how do I become a better Ahmed? How do I outlearn myself? How do I move the needle 1% every single day? It was like, I was too focused with my own lane, and I always asked so much questions. So I never assume things. So I have in my team people who are much smarter than me, much powerful than me, much more experienced than me. And I am very coachable. Okay. So I don't have this ego, I know the best. No, listen, if I don't know, I don't know. I ask. If I do a mistake, hey, I'm accountable. I did the mistake.
My next question is, how much money is too much money for you?
See, again, money, I don't think is the ultimate goal. For me, it's the freedom, and the freedom comes from the peace that I have. So for me, luxury that I have is peace and peace of mind. Yes, money it's a tool, but it depends what you do with the tool. Because it's an amplifier of who you are. If you are an asshole, now we know how big of an asshole you are. If you're a nice person, now we can see how nice person you are. So I think I was never chasing the money itself. I was just, okay, how became this? How I became better? I was too focused in the process, not into the ultimate results. Results will come regardless if you do the process right.
I believe in that. Like when you chase your dreams without worrying about money, you reach more success.
Absolutely. Yeah. And again, I don't like to look at it as a dream. I don't like to look at it as goals. Because dreams are just thoughts. Goals, there's steps, milestones, timeline, you can break it down. So I don't have a dream. Change that narrative in the conversation. No, it's a goal and it's doable. It might take me some extra time. I might need to learn more things and become that person. But the problem is that people they overthink themselves. And that's when you become a paralyzed person. You can't see 10 steps. For you to see step number 2 is to go on step number 1. So go on step number 1, start trying, do something, and then you can see step number 2, and then eventually you get number 10. You can't see the whole way before. You can have a vision. Yeah, that's cool. But the vision is not written in stone. You can always change that and adapt that. I pivoted so many times. What I started with 11 years ago and now is embarrassing. And that's how it's supposed to be. You need to be embarrassed with version number 1.
You're an Emirati. So how was your childhood like here?
I think before the 2000 was different.
Yes.
We were different speed. I mean, you're born and raised here. So you know how it is,
yes, Yes.
We've seen so many things change in front of us, but it's just a matter of I think, because I have business in 7 different countries, it's not the place, it's how you navigate the place. It's how you connect with the right people. It's how is your ethics in work. So it doesn't matter. It's you. You're the only factor that you can control. So it doesn't matter because the only thing you can control in life is your reaction and your perception. Things will happen to you regardless.
People think being an Emirati and having your own business is easier than
I wish.
having your, being an expat.
Yeah, I honestly wish it was.
Yeah.
But because I was Emirati and I was opening a business that was nobody ever did open before, I had so much exchanges. Like, what do you know about this? And it's like, the only way to do it, just prove you wrong. And that's what we did.
So even when you had to get the paperwork done because it's, again, I think, does it come into the water department or does it come into the land department?
You do not want to go there. Yeah. Because I remember in the beginning, I've submitted 600 pages of why this is this, the safety behind, and proving to them and so on, satellite images and videos and presentations and for them to understand. Eventually we got it.
What is your biggest mistake you would say, or you could have avoided while building these 9 years?
So many mistakes, but I think choose your circle, choose who you lend your ear to is very important. Don't think you don't know everything. First thing you should get is always a lawyer and accountant. Don't think you can read contracts, because no, you can't. Because there's one word, one letter could change the whole contract and you become a slave, literally. The problem is that people always think because they are the owners, they will know the best. Yes, you might do that, but you're going to be always a one-man show. You're going to be always a hustler. You will not be a CEO. You want to grow a company itself. Because can you leave the company and the company doesn't fall? Number one. And number two, if you leave, so that's the stage number one. And number two, if you leave and it doesn't fall, will it grow without you or not? Because most people are just self-employed. If you do not do your business for 1-2 weeks, business falls. You're self-employed. You're not the business owner. So that's the whole thing, being aware of where are you weak, where you're strong, and find people who can do that for you.
True. No, that's a very insightful, I've got that a lot as well. When you start delegating, that's when you grow.
But that's the whole thing. People are afraid to delegate because they think they're the best what they can do. And you are right, you are the best. But guess what? You want to grow. People have this unfathomable standards of how things should be. It's like, yes, maybe you're right, but then guess what? You're going to be a one-man show. You cannot scale. And that science of scale is only going to happen when you delegate things. And maybe this person can do 50% of the job, but guess what? He can learn. As long as they have the right, traits. Is he trustworthy? Is his energy, is he a person that, he can grow and want to learn? They believe in your vision or not? These other things.
So, and what is your future plans with Aqua Fun? Are you planning to take it elsewhere as well?
I'm planning to do another 5 Guinness records. That's the plan. I used to have 17 locations in UAE before. There were just too many locations, and it was all about ego. Because my ego was talking. I was being a hustler. I want to do so many places. But then that's the wrong way. Because sometimes having one, make it really good, is better than having 17 and you're doing nothing. So I was doing so much rent, overheads, exposures, and then the quality was controlled. People were stealing. Too much work. So eliminate all that. Have one location. Make it kick ass.
What are the 3 values and principles that you follow for business?
I am very into energies. So being aligned as a human being, like what you say and what you think, what you say and you do have to be always aligned. Because most people are like, think, say, and do. They're not aligned. So when you be aligned, you are more in tune with everything around you. So you can feed people energies. So I always follow my gut. And a lot of times, I will have a deal with a really big bag of money. I will say no to it because it says no. Because you need to be, this is the compass. And then really weeks later, it's like, oh, we touched the bullet. So that's the first thing. And the energy of the thing. I have in my team people that are specialized in things. So I stopped doing things myself because I use it as a filter. So sometimes I will have a contract, it will go for 6 months not signed because my team says no. There's clauses that does not make sense, we don't do it. Till it's fixed, we do it. So believe in the team. That's also a very powerful thing. And then disciplines again. I understand it's a marathon, it's not a sprint.
What would you like to say, 3 things to young entrepreneurs that are growing up and, are having their own businesses? Be
a ghost in the first 6 months. Okay. I did this mistake in the beginning. Sometimes your parents, your friends, again, their programming is different. And that's fine. That's who they are. I'm nothing against that. Especially, if you're Arab, if you're Asian and so on, family have their own format. We spoke about this earlier. For you to be successful in life, you have to educate yourself in university, graduate, get a job, which is fine. That's the programming that you believe in, and that's what you. But I always say, have this conversation with your parent. Say, give me a year. Give me a year, let me do this. And if I don't succeed, I'll listen to whatever you want to do. And then, in that year, really go hard. Don't sleep. You hustle your ass off till you get it done. Because I swear to God, if you just, take care of your body, go to the gym, work out, have your physique proper, and then you just focus and learn. Because there's no excuse. There's YouTube, there's Google. You can learn everything. It's a tutorial for everything. There's no excuse for you to say, I don't know. It's you're just being lazy. That's it. So I think that's it. Just focus on what you want to do.
A lot of people think oh, if I have to start a business, I need to have a team. What is your, start with a big team. What are your thoughts on that?
It's an interesting question because some people want to have a big team and have an investor. And it's like, why? Because again, this is ego. It's like, I just want the glamour and the status of having a company and stuff. And again, if you are able of doing that, fine. But then why would you do that? Because bringing an investor early on in the business, you will lose so much equity. And that's the big thing. You don't want to be leaving a job to another job. Because, okay, you come in, if I'm an investor in your company, you just start the company, you have no sales and no record, I would take 80% of the company. But when you actually go out and do sales and you have a record, hey, I did this much, then you have a leverage to negotiate a better deal. So again, just respect the process, go through the steps, create something, man. Create a version 1, version 2. Like right now, Instagram is which version now? Do you know which version it is?
300 something?
398. So again, it went through so much changes. So it becomes this version we are. So again, just start. And then improve from there. Again, people want to be perfect from the beginning. There's nothing but insecurity. Start. Gain some momentum. Learn. Get feedback. Adapt. Change. Improve.
What do you think about funding? Because I have seen a lot of people saying that we're not getting the funding, so we're not starting a business.
You know what? I had some friends who wanted to do e-commerce. Okay, it's actually, I had two individuals came to me with almost the same idea, and they asked for investment. I said, no, I won't give you investment, but I give you a better advice. Say if you're trying to get this much money, $500,000 to buy stock ahead of time because you think this will work, how about you just create mock-ups and 3D images, put that up in your shop, and then when you convert and you get the minimum order quantity, then you place the order, you have the money for it. And then it might take you 2 weeks, 5 weeks. You can send every single client, hey, sorry for the delay. Here's a voucher, a 20% voucher for the next order, and here's a free gift. Could be $1, $2. And that's what happened. One of them went and got an investor, got $500,000 of stock and moved nothing. And the other person who had 20 items on sale, only 3 moved. Because you think the market wants this. But the market will tell you no.
They might want something else.
Exactly. And that's the whole thing, Sometimes just start something. You do not have to pay everything out of your pocket. Just start. And if it converts.
So now we'll get to a little fun segment. Yes. It's called Brew and Buzz with Gulf Buzz. It's a rapid fire. Yeah. What is your favorite water activity and why?
Swimming with dolphins.
And why?
Because dolphins.
Dolphins. What is the best compliment you have received for your work?
Years ago, I had this man who had a son who was autistic. And he was scared of the water and didn't want anyone to touch him. And then he comes to me, it's like, I want to speak to the owner. It's like, I'm the owner. It's like, can you sit down? It's like, he sat with me. It's like, listen, my son has autism. He hates the water, scared of the water, and doesn't want anybody to hug him. Because my son had been up and down your slide for the last 3 hours, smiling, and it's the first time he hugs me since he was born. He's 13 years old. For me, that was the biggest compliment ever I had.
I mean, that got me goosebumps. What is the most exotic or unusual thing you have ever bought or sold?
I think the pyramid behind us.
The pyramid?
Yeah.
Oh.
That one.
And sold?
Exotic. I won't say exotic, but it was weird. 200 containers of onions.
What is one skill or talent that you wish you had?
I really don't do things that way.
No?
I don't. Because I've been given a set of cards and I know them. I'm super dyslexic and I'm ADHD. Superpowers. So I use them as my superpowers.
What is one thing that you're proud of or grateful for?
Always myself. Always myself, yeah. I never have this self-doubt, self-hate ever, conversation in my life, ever. It's always positive.
If you could swap places with anyone for a day, who it would be and why?
Me in 10 years from now. It's going to be fucking awesome.
I just want that much, confidence in my life and I'm sorted, I feel.
Take some.
What is the last movie that you watched?
I'm watching a movie tomorrow.
Which one?
Equalizer 3.
If you could travel back in time, where would you go?
Oof. Back in time. I think if go back in time and meet somebody, it's going to be only one person. Prophet Muhammad. I throw you off there, huh?
Yeah, you did. I didn't expect that. I really didn't expect that. What are the 3 things that make you happy?
I'm very simple. My daughter smiling. That's first thing. My mom happy and walking the beach.
What are the 3 things that annoy you?
Stupid people, dumb people, and stupid people again.
Okay, this is a little interesting. If you won a lottery of $5 billion, what would you do with that money?
I think first 20% goes to giving back. First thing. So first give back, God work, and then I start have fun.
So you were talking about 200 containers of onions. Yeah. What did you do with that?
So it was COVID days. Where 4 of my boys all business guys, and I was talking to my friend here, and in the background, I hear the guys talking about they need to buy onions, supply, and so on and so on. I was like, without even thinking, I open my WhatsApp. I have a friend of mine who lives in Morocco. His family runs the biggest export for fruits and vegetables. I imagine, hey, bro, do you have any onions in your export list? And it's like 10 minutes later, he sent me a list of what they have. I mean, hey, guys, is that what you want? It's like, yeah. It's like, how much is the ton? I was like, I asked him how much is ton. I put my markup. Yeah, that's fine. How we can do it? And then within the next 40 days or 30 days, we've sold 200 containers of onions. And guess what? I hate onions.
You don't like onions. and you sold 200 tons of onions.
Yeah, but again, see, you make money from either something you know so much about or something you're passionate about or an opportunity. This was a pure opportunity that I just heard, and I knew people, because your network is your net worth. I know people around the world, and just use this to this and activate it.
Do you want to say anything last to our audience? Like anything that you have?
No, I've said so much. That's enough. Listen, because I can tell them step by step who to talk to, which website, which number, which step by step, and they won't do it because they're lazy. If you want to seek knowledge and you want to be something, that's what you'll do it. Otherwise, you have an excuse. People are obsessed with the results, not the process. That's why there's few of us out there, and everybody is following.
Thank you so much, Ahmed. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
You're welcome. And I'm gonna see you in Aqua Fun, right?
Yes.
Watch the full video only in Gulf Buzz, and do not follow, do not like, do not subscribe. Don't do it. Don't. Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Spill the Tea with Gulf Buzz, and today we have a very, very special guest.
We finished the interview half an hour.
Let's welcome Ahmed.
No, we're done.
Okay, bye guys.
Come on, guys.
Come on, lights off. Bye guys.
Come on, let's go.